Good morning, good morning! Friday. I don't know why I get excited about Fridays for. I'm at work tomorrow and it ain't like we can do much, is it? To be fair, but usually Saturday I get up, I make music, but I'm at work. I've been at work last weekend and this weekend as well, getting ready for a crane. We're pouring all the foundations so a crane can come in and put all the steel work up. That's where I'm at. This weather's buggered me up. I've had to do weekends to try and catch up because of the weather. So that's where we're at. Anyway, what am I telling you about my work problems for? Oh, I did think something this morning when I got in the car. Sorry, I've got a mint in my mouth, that's why I'm talking a bit weird. Very, very, very unprofessional of me. So, in the mornings, when I come out to my car, it might be 2 degrees, and this fucking thing is froze like an ice cube, and I'm outside scraping it off. This morning I come out, yesterday it was froze up, this morning -1, nothing, not a bean on it. So, what's up with that? Anyone, an expert weather, tell me what's going on there? Because it's much better when I come out and I don't have to de-ice my car. Much better. Anyway, right. Rule number 11. Rule number 11. Wow, look at the sky, man. It's just starting to get light in the mornings. It's beautiful, really. You can't see it, so. Rule number 11. It's a really, really important one today. Really important. Probably could have ranked up higher, to be fair, but think before you act and speak. So, not just thinking before you're speaking, thinking before you're acting. Jocko Willink uses a rule, and it's more like take a step back or something like that. Stand back. And what he means is like take a step back and have a look at the situation before you act, before you engage. Mine's the same kind of principle, but I used to have such a I used to put my foot in my mouth all the time, and it's not great. But it's really important that before you say something, before you fire off that horrible email, that's well, I wouldn't say horrible, but like a scathing email telling someone that they're incompetent and they don't know what they're doing, or before you send that tweet to say you're not as woke as me and you need to be cancelled, step back, don't send it. What's the point? What does it gain you? Really? Come on, you know what I mean? Let's stop it. Let's just stop with all the negativity, all the bitchiness, let's whisper in my mates' ear, look at them, oh God, look at them, look what they're doing. Just stop it. What's the matter with you? But it also comes into fact with making decisions, because in my job as well, and I use the analogy of work again, but in my job, decisions that you can make on the spot can have such great consequences down the line, and you think you're doing the right thing at the time, but you don't know what kind of problems that you're creating by fixing. And this is the whole thing with health and safety. This is the whole thing with health and safety, especially this coronavirus thing that's going on. The way I look at it, right, is okay, we've got coronavirus, it's really bad for some people, we don't know what the long-term effects are, okay, that's valid, but we've put all these measures in place, isolating people, shutting down businesses, making people wear masks, and I don't think it's been thought through properly. My position on coronavirus, just so everybody knows, and I've had debates with my uncle who's old and classed as vulnerable, and I've had conversations with people who think it's all a big conspiracy, it doesn't exist, and all this sort of stuff. I think it exists. I think that the people in power, I don't think that they're using it to control us. I think they can see a money-making opportunity for the people that are in power and all their buddies that got them to power. And that's how I believe the political system works. I think people get in, get rich, buy their islands and bugger off. And that's what I think that they do at the expense of us. They don't care if our businesses fail. They don't care if you don't get to see your last moments of your gran. They don't care about it, they don't care about any of that. They just care about getting rich. They don't want to control you. They just want our money. They want us to go to work, make them money. And if that's all I just look at it as like greed and money. That's all I look at it as. Don't get me wrong, I bet you there's some people who's absolute psychopaths who've got all the money in the world and it's not enough, because I think they'll quickly realise it's not enough. And then it's more about power and control, and there's people like that. You know what I mean? It's people get drunk on their own power, don't they? And I think that's that. So my stance on coronavirus, and it has been from the start. This is how it all panned out. Excuse me. When it first came out, I haven't got coronavirus by the way. When it first came out, I thought it was the right decision based on the figures. They was looking at it going, right then, unless we take drastic action, the NHS is going to become overwhelmed and we don't know what we're dealing with, and this could be the thing that turned everyone into zombies, couldn't it? For we know. We didn't know nothing about it. I agreed wholeheartedly. I went along with the whole lockdown thing religiously. I still do in a respect, but you do bend the rules every now and again, don't you? But went with it, done it religiously. It was boring, it was hard. The only thing that blessed us really was the weather that we had. It was nice weather. I was at home with my daughter. For me, it was great. But this is what I'm saying, for me, because I'm young, I'm fit, I'm in construction. So really, the construction industry got back into it. I'm employed, so I got the furlough scheme. So I survived. I had money. You know what I mean? For me, my personal circumstance, it was great. It was okay, and I went with it because at the end of the day, we didn't know what it was. It could have been something really bad. I didn't want to catch it. I didn't want my young daughter, who was like 1, 2 at the time, to catch it. So it's like, I thought it was good based on numbers, wasn't it? They went, look, these are the numbers. The way it's going, the way it's going, the NHS ain't going to be able to cope. Okay, perfect. We'll do it. More evidence comes out. Well, actually, you know what? It doesn't really affect young people. You had the odd story, didn't you, of a youngster getting it and dying. But at the end of the day, you hear freak accidents happening, all kinds of things. People die from using the toasters. You know what I mean? So it's freak accident. To focus on that one thing is the wrong thing to do when you're making such grand statements about locking down everything, locking up students in the student accommodation. And I was having a debate with my uncle about this, and he was like, why? Oh, but it's selfish, young people being able to do the ones. And I says, you wouldn't have said that if you was their age. You know what I mean? You're robbing these 17, 18, 19 year olds of some of the best years of their life. And you know what I mean? I can sympathise why they was going out going to illegal raves and that, because when I was 18, it was my life. My friends were my life. My family was. I got it, but I got his case as well. So my stance was, why don't the government take all that money, instead of saying to everybody, don't go to work, we'll give you some money. Instead of doing that and getting us in a massive amount of debt, why don't they just say, these are the vulnerable people. Everybody else, business as normal. Go about it. You know what I mean? We've seen what happens when you get coronavirus. And you know what? If you're young and you're fit and you're healthy, chances are you're gonna suffer with a bit of you're gonna be bedridden for a couple of weeks, and then you'll be okay. It's like getting the flu. I've had the flu a couple of times. It ain't nice, is it? You know what I mean? I hardly want to catch it, but it's not going to kill me. So why didn't they just take all that money and just focus on the vulnerable? Buy them iPads, give them free internet, give them a helper, get the, you know what I mean? Look after the people that it really need, that really need looking after. Giving my brother and my old man $2,000 every couple of months to not be at work when it doesn't affect them. You know what I mean? What's that about? I don't get it. But anyway, So yeah, that's my position on it. I think that people should be allowed to do what they want. They should be told these are the risks, these are the vulnerable people. And you know what? There's places where you can't go, where there's no choice of mingling with people, supermarkets, banks, whatever. And they should say, yeah, listen, wear a mask, social distance, all that sort of stuff. Make sure that you're protecting the vulnerable and drilling it in. Protect the vulnerable. These are the places where you need to, and we will enforce it. And if you break the law, we will clamp down on you. 2 birds sitting in a fucking park drinking a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? In the middle of nowhere, getting fines. Ridiculous. Stupid and ridiculous. People. I'm not going to get into the whole protesting, but I agree. Okay, you should be able to protest, but it should be done safely. And you know what I mean? They've done nothing for that. But they're not. The vulnerable people didn't have to go to a protest. They have to go shopping. They have to go and buy food. They have to go to the post office. They have to do this. They have to do that. They're the places where they should be ultra strict about it, and that's it. And you can see the logic and the reason. People like me look at it and go, yeah, I agree with that. You know what I mean? I don't agree with 2 birds in a park sitting, drinking a cup of coffee, getting fined. I don't think that's right. And I don't think that 50, 18 to 20 year olds in a field having a rave and a party, getting broke up and getting fined 10 grand. I don't think that's right. Who they're hurting? They should just be told, listen, if you go and do that, do not go and see your gran. You know what I mean? It's your choice. It's up to you. You know what I mean? So it's daft. But anyway, rant. So think before you act and speak. So yeah, the government, I just think that it's like, instead of them thinking about it and acting appropriately, I think they've just gone, oh, look at this. We can make loads of money off PPE. We can make loads of money off vaccines. Because, okay, every other business is crumbling and they don't get the tax. So, fair enough. But their mates work in Oxford, whatever, for the vaccine. Oh, I bet they was going, oh, remember all that money I gave you for your party? Well, now it's payback time, Mr. Johnson. Can you make sure every person in this country has a vaccine? 20 quid a pop. There's my billions. There we go. I'm on my island. Thank you very much. See you later. You know what I mean? Why do I need a vaccine? If it's supposed to not stop you from passing it on to people and actually not really doing much at all, why do I need it? I don't think I need it. I think that my 70-year-old uncle who's just come out of hospital needs it. Yeah, I'm not anti-vaccine, but I think, why does everybody need it? Why? You know what I mean? I don't have the flu jab. I get the flu. It's not nice. It could kill me. I don't have the flu jab. Right, I've gone off on a proper tangent today, but it does. It's one of them conversations. It's like the Brexit thing. It really gets on my goat. You know what I mean? I just look at like common sense, and people just overreact with things and just make like dramas out of stuff and that. And you know what? It is a controversial subject. I get it. And people have got the opinions, and people are very opinionated now, especially with social media, being able to say what you want, like what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to ridicule people who've got a different opinion. I've had people tell me all sorts about it, and I've never laughed in the face or told them that they're ridiculous. What I've heard some people say to people, you're ridiculous, you're stupid, don't talk to me. You know what I mean? What's that about? I don't know. I really don't know, but this is what I believe, this is what I think. And people are entitled to that. I've got a minute left. I'm sorry, I've really ranted on. But you get the gist anyway. I don't really need to go into detail. Next time you're about to make a big decision, or you've changed something on the spot that you've been planning for weeks, and all of a sudden you have to change on a die. Okay, think first. Don't just make that split decision. Stand back, look at the bigger picture. Physically stand back and look around you. It gives you a different sense of perspective, and don't let someone rush you. I need an answer now. Say, listen, you're not getting an answer now. Give me at least fucking 10 minutes. Let me have a walk around and just clear my head, have a think. Right, so 10 seconds left, so I'll leave you with this. Peace and love you loads. Have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I'll see you Monday. Mwah!